Thank you, Kip. Welcome, Arlington Democrats. It's so good to see everybody. Happy New Year. I only have a few minutes, so I just wanted to talk about a couple of the bills that I'm going to put in. You heard a little bit from the Senate, the other body, as we like to call it, in the House. Now you're going to hear from the people's body. And a couple of bills that I'm going to put in is, well, one is on Medicaid expansion, what I'm looking at very closely. You know, conventional wisdom tells us, and we've been told not to talk about Medicaid expansion, that it's not going to go anywhere. We've already debated it in September. There's no use bringing it up. That's from Republicans. They would like it to go away. I don't blame them. But we are going to keep talking about it. We can do it through legislation, or we can do it through the budget. There's so much lives at stake that we've got to keep talking about it, because there are real differences between Democrats and Republicans on this issue, and it ain't going away. One of the things that I'm going to focus on is very similar to what we've seen in the past. It has some nuances to it. It has some things that some conservative states, and I should remind you, there are 9 or 10 conservative states that have expanded Medicaid. It will have some protections in there for, like, requiring co-pays and transportation, and for work incentives and things like that in there. But we're talking about the population here, or the working poor. And that's a big distinction, because what you hear about is a lot of people are deadbeats and they don't work, they don't have jobs. We're talking about students. We're talking about people that work for minimum wage. We're talking about people that are temporarily unemployed. And so that's really the messaging that we've got to be around this, because that actually is factual of the population that we're talking about. In the budget amendment, it would bring into Virginia, if we expanded Medicaid, $161 million every year. Additional money would come to our budget, because we already spend quite a bit of money on mental health services, on services for our prisons, and things like that, and people in indigent populations. So it's really bonus for our economy to do this. The other issue that I would spend a lot of time on is in prison and sentencing reform. And I'm going to look at, there's a number of states that have actually looked at prison and sentencing reform, and it's got a lot of support from conservatives. Grover Norquist is one of the people that's pretty big about this, but Texas, Georgia, Mississippi, a lot of southern states have saved billions of dollars. We just, because of the recent budget shortfall, we've had to close one prison. I think we can close another prison when you take a look at sentencing reform, you take a look at parole and probation. So there's a lot of really interesting things that we can do here to make our community safer, but it will also change the way we sentence people and focus on rehabilitation. So my time is up. Thank you all very, very much.